Thank you very much to Moritz Simon Geist for this small but wonderful introduction performance. He's actually here at Ars Electronica this year, mainly, besides many other things actually, for a wonderful collaboration with the Institute of Process Engineering, I think this is how it's called here, at the JKU as part of the LID call. This is this wonderful project that is now in the second year where we collaborate, or where we allow and enable the collaboration of researchers and scientists of the university here with artists from the world of Ars Electronica. And Moritz Simon Geist, I mean, I think you can see definitely with this project, it's just perfect to work with these guys from process engineering. And if you're interested to see the outcome, I will come back to this later. I hope I don't forget about it. So now is rather a kind of awkward moment, because despite all, you know, this wonderful crowd of people that is sitting here now, all the artists like Moritz Simon Geist coming from Berlin, of course the festival this year is still under very, very strong impression of all the difficulties for people to travel, in particular from Asia, from Latin America. So since the Prix Ars Electronica is of course a very international award, we have to say that unfortunately the majority of the artists actually who should get an award today are not able to be with us here this evening. A few are, and I think even more we will celebrate them. So before we come to this part, we prepared a little video that introduces you to those prize winners and their projects who can't be with us this evening. Can we see the video, please?
Artificial intelligence and life art. Clouds have been telling us all kinds of stories throughout the ages. With the project Cloud Studies, the collective Forensic Architecture once again looks up to the sky and uses technological tools to reread clouds of smoke, poison, and gas. Here, thousands of images of cloud formations captured by smartphones, surveillance cameras and satellites are collected and analyzed. Thanks to sophisticated research methods and the use of artificial intelligence, it is creating new evidence to solve environmental and violent crimes and to expose human rights abuses by states and militaries. It is a showcase of how art can become activism.
We talk about these clouds not only as environmental things, but also as political entities. Yes, the court of law is one of the main forums that we engage with, but also there are other forums. The forum of the media. It is a forum in which you can socialize truth and you can bring accountability, but also we use cultural forums, for example, art galleries or museums. They play a very important role in bringing a different kind of a sensibility that has a different scale, that kind of that engages the public in a very different way.
Digital music and sound art. The reality as we experience it around us, we create ourselves. It is constructed and at the same time changeable and unstable. Guided by a computer voice in Alexander Schubert's Convergence, several musicians initially face a machine that scans them and creates and reveals its own new reality from the perceived information by means of artificial intelligence.
Left hand glissando. Entering. Repeat.
The technically and aesthetically skillfully realized sound performance draws attention to the fact that in this interplay of perceptions, in this give and take in our communication, algorithms are also playing a greater role and influencing us with their perceptions. It helps us to think more closely about our own identity in the digital age.
I think the use of technology very often has two aspects in my work. One is trying to show influences of technology on our life, on our personal life. And the other part is also using technology as a metaphor to look at things that are relevant maybe beyond the technology itself. So for example, for Convergence, for that piece, it's kind of both. It's showing what these technologies can do in representing and analyzing humans, but it can also be used as a metaphor to look at or to kind of make perceivable how also we look at humans, how we model the world that we perceive.
Isao Tomita Special Prize. Exploring new sounds with great joy in experimentation and a healthy dose of passion. In honor of Japanese music legend Isao Tomita, who has since passed away, Tomita Information Hub and Prix Ars Electronica are awarding the Isao Tomita Special Prize to dedicated musicians for the first time this year. Khayyam Alami and Counterpoint have developed Epitome, a freely available online tool for exploring and composing music outside the Western sound space. The project brings together traditional and classical knowledge with digital technology, while expanding the possibilities of individual musicians. Thanks to the possibility of networking, Epitome lays the foundations for an international sonic exchange of musicians around the world.
And most of the time that's not really technological. It's almost always to do with fundamental principles. How can we look at these things critically? How can we think about form? How can we think about structure? What does tuning mean? What does a groove mean? How can we place more of ourselves as individuals that stand on the shoulder of so many giants and that come from different parts of musical cultures, literary cultures, artistic cultures that are somehow underrepresented. So finding, small ways for those things to exist so that we can develop a sense of agency and actually take our space.
Starts Prize 21. Grand Prize Artistic Exploration. The world's oceans not only reflect light, they also reflect the effects of the Anthropocene, the age of humankind. Oceans in Transformation is a result of a 3-year interdisciplinary, large-scale research project on the state of the oceans. John Palmesino and Anne-Sophie Rønskog's Territorial Agency has gathered and linked images and data that are usually rarely connected. They unmistakably reveal our impact on the oceans while introducing us to what is ultimately at stake. For this, Oceans in Transformation was awarded the European Commission Starts Prize of 2021.
Art, I think, is so important, not only to communicate things that are from outside and channel them, but art is so much more powerful than communication and information. And that's why we need to engage with artistic practices and how to become sensitive from amazing projects in sound and audio exploration to the incredible reorganization of how to become somehow engage with scientific data. It's only through artistic sensitivity that we then move those elements forward. This is, I think, a core belief of territorial agency.
I think all these projects really deserve our big applause and attention. And the great thing is that also the artists couldn't come and travel to Linz this time. All these projects are here in our exhibitions. You can see them here in the wonderful, converted into a contemporary art museum, the Mensa-Gebäude in the OK Center, also in the Ars Electronica Center in the park. You have a lot of time left until Sunday evening to really explore these projects, and I definitely recommend to do this. And of course, I knew that the guy would come here, but it's always a big pleasure to have support by technology. And this is one of the nice robo-dogs of the JKU and the institutes and the companies here. And he will actually help us today to deliver the Golden Nicas. Let's see if it works out. But we should pay attention to the content. Let the robots do the work and have the art and the content in the focus. Because we are starting now with the first, the presentation of the first prize that we can actually give away today, the prize winners who are here. And we start with a special award of this year. The Special Award for Digital Humanity, which is an award that Ars Electronica is able to give away with the strong support of the Ministry for European and International Affairs. This is a prize that is, or award that is in particular, didn't I say you should look at me and listen to what I'm saying? I mean, have you never seen a robot-dog before, or what's going on? I mean, you have so many of them now at Linz. Basically every day you can see them almost at Leverkas Peppi and other places. Now coming back, I'm really sorry for this disturbance. We should really put now some focus, please, on this wonderful project. The award is specially intended to celebrate and to single out and make visible projects where cultural diplomacy is really something that could be a very strong contribution to these international collaborations that we were talking before. And we have really a wonderful project and a wonderful, I have to say, community that was selected by the jury this year. And before I introduce the two people who are running this project, the masterminds on this project, well, let's wait until the guy is finished. It's only 2 Nicas today. And it's not falling down. Guys, super, you made it. And while he delivers the Golden Nica, let's start the little video that explains about the prize winner of the first award for digital humanity.
Ars Electronica Award for Digital Humanity. Can artificial intelligence help us become more environmentally sustainable? How can we reduce the growing energy requirements of cryptocurrencies? And how can we free the IT sector from fossil fuels? The authors of Branch magazine reflect on the many possible paths towards a sustainable and fairer internet for all. Climate Action Tech's online magazine is itself a model of this mission. It was not only developed in a resource-saving way, but its appearance can be adapted to reduce energy consumption. For this commitment, Branch magazine is being honored with the new Ars Electronica Award for Digital Humanity from the Austrian Federal Ministry for European and International Affairs.
And the two masterminds of this project, Michelle Zorn and Chris Adams, please join us here on stage. They have been freshly polished. The good thing with Berlin being such a magnet for people all over the planet is that they are basically living now in Berlin, and this is why we had the chance really to bring you here, and we immediately used the opportunity and totally grabbed them, because we are not only giving them now the prize, we had them working already the whole day. They have been the curators of our big symposium today, where exactly these topics that the branch magazine is taking care of now for quite a while have been in the center and the focus. It was, of course, again, a dual event with live symposium here, but also online. And I think a very important point for the jury was, of course, not only the extremely important and timely topic of your work, but also the huge international community that is behind this. Before we talk about this maybe a little bit, I mean, your proposal is that we should be able to utilize all the benefits of this ID infrastructure of the internet, but do it in a different way, in particular when it comes to the ecological price that we have to pay. Do we have a chance at all to change the internet and the ID industry?
We do, but you have to take action. Spoiler alert. We believe there is a chance to have a fossil-free internet by 2030. And in Branch Magazine, we tried to uplift some of the ways we could do that technically, aesthetically, politically. But that takes a commitment to transforming and a commitment to collaboration. So what are the major problems? So what is the most important thing to start in this chain reaction of change that is probably necessary? Where would we start? I think one is getting curious about your own, committing to your own education and your own transformation. We realized that was one of the, people are going through a lot of, emotions when we think about the climate crisis. So get curious about that, spend some time with that. Anger, fear, grief, purpose, hope. These are things that we actually can use as powerful tools to motivate us to meaningful action. It is a special award funded by the Austrian Ministry for European and International Affairs. So the community aspect, not doing it just within the borders of our countries or not even within the territory of the European Union, of course, is very important. And your network, your community is super international. Who is participating in this?
So for this magazine, we got the kind of people who typically would work for, say, Microsoft and Amazon, but we also got the people who lived in the Amazon as well, because you need to have lots and lots of voices who are not necessarily at the table right now. And in many cases, they're going through some of the processes that we might be going through, but they're further along than us, because in many ways we're insulated for some of the issues. So part of the idea of this is to kind of remind each other of, well, this kind of shared humanity around this. And this is kind of why we wanted to get a really, really wide set of people from around the world talking about this, because deep down we're all human, and this is one thing that I think we can all share, and we can say, like, yeah, we want to respect and protect life, and that's a value that we can hold core to us. And this is actually why we try to embed it into the actual technology itself, because if you embed it in there, it becomes much easier to follow through with the rest.
Wonderful. If you haven't listened this afternoon, all the details of the proposals, you will be able to do this online. That's the great thing with this online symposia. They are then always, they remain in the internet. Video on demand makes it possible. So for the moment, thank you very much for this. And I will ask you to go back to your seats, and I will call you then for your award a little bit later. Thank you very much. Thank you. And of course, we couldn't resist to use the opportunity to have so many of you here without also introducing some internal topics. And a few of you might know we have a big anniversary this year. It's 25 years since the opening of the Ars Electronica Center in the city of Linz. It was actually the September 1996 when the Ars Electronica Center was opened. We actually opened with the electronic classroom. This was a classroom full with computers, with high-end internet connectivity. And the nice thing is I meet a lot of people now who are professionals in the city of Linz, who very often tell me, the first time I was able to go in the internet was in this electronic classroom. Well, 25 years We will hear a little bit later from wonderful initiatives of our ministry to bring digitization now in all the schools. But for the moment, I would like to show you 2 videos that I found in my personal archives from the way how ORF, the very important partner of Ars Electronica at this time, how they reported about the opening of the Ars Electronica Center. Please have fun.
Für die Linzer Bevölkerung rückt man das Medienhaus an der Donau mit einem archaischen Spektakel in den Blickpunkt. Die katalanische Künstlergruppe Comedians lassen die Geister des Feuers tanzen. Die Erde entsteht und mit ihr die Kette der Evolution.
Das Ars Electronica Center fasziniert mit seiner digitalen Wunderwelt, jung und alt.
Es ist ganz faszinierend, also wirklich allerhand.
Habe ich vorher noch nie gesehen, das ist unbeschreiblich.
Vor allem der Cave, die europaweit erste Möglichkeit, virtuelle Welten real zu betreten, begeistert die Besucher.
Interessant da drinnen, sehr. Ja.
Was haben Sie denn da drinnen gesehen?
Verschiedene Sachen, halt so abgebildet, so Sachen halt, wenn man sagt.
Für Computerlaien ist der technologische Ausblick ins nächste Jahrtausend mitunter schwer zu verstehen. Das Ars Electronica Center ist allerdings bemüht, die digitale Revolution jedem Interessierten begreiflich zu machen.
Das ist gut, also wird es erklärt, also ist eigentlich leicht zugänglich, also muss ich sagen.
Ich kenne mich nicht aus, aber ich hoffe, dass ich es auch noch lerne.
Umso wichtiger ist es im Museum der Zukunft, dass die Führer auf wirklich jede Frage eine Antwort wissen.
Frage Nummer 1 ist auf alle Fälle, wo sind die Toiletten? Das ist einfach so. Nachher kommen tatsächlich Detailfragen, was hat das gekostet und auch, wo kann man das tatsächlich verwenden.
Schön, dass wir sowas überhaupt haben im Dienst. Das ist ja traumhaft.
And I think looking at these pictures, we can even more appreciate what the city of Linz actually was doing. I mean, taking the risk 25 years ago in a world where digitization was still such a strange and alien thing for most of the people here. To invest quite a lot of money in a new building and give young guys like us, I didn't include the part of the video where you see me in '96, so this we cut out, entrusted us with, well, let's try this experiment and create an institution that is supporting also the region and the young people to move into this digital age. At this point, the plan was to introduce the prize winner for computer animation, Guangli, a Chinese artist who is living in Paris. But just yesterday, his wallet was stolen, where he had already the travel visa and the passport there. So the flight company didn't allow him to board because, of course, he didn't have, as a foreigner in Europe, he didn't have the proper paper. So he's stuck in Paris and can come to Linz. But he sent us a small message, probably from his cell phone on the airport or something. Let's see what he has to say.
Hi, this is Guangli Liu. I'm very happy that my work, Win the Seasons Force of Forest, won the prize Golden Nica of the category Computer Animation at this year's Ars Electronica. I had hoped and expected to be there with you because for a long time everything's moving online. But unfortunately, I can't make it because of a small piece of paper. Anyhow, I'm very much looking forward to meeting and joining you through the website, through the online program. I hope to be back very soon with a new project. Thanks and enjoy the festival.
Thank you. And his beautiful work can be seen again at the Cyber Arts exhibition at the OK, and we are already going to the next step, to the STARTS Awards. STARTS stands for Science, Technology and the Arts. It's a special initiative of the European Commission, actually, of the Horizon 2020 program, that is all about bringing the creative minds together with the people from industry and technology. And there, as you have seen in the first video, there are every year 2 prizes that are awarded, one for artistic exploration, and I really like the term. This is wonderful. I like it, by the way, because it was coined by Ars Electronica when we were commissioned to develop this STARTS prize as a new initiative for the European Commission. And the second prize goes to international collaborations. We are not international, so this was the international affairs. This is now the innovative collaborations, of course. Models where you see that when people who are usually not working together on projects, when you bring them together, something new and something really exciting can happen. And this is now the introduction of a prize that goes again in STARTS to Barcelona. But before we invite the artists here on stage, we have again a video that shows us the project.
STARTS Prize 21. Grand Prize, Innovative Collaboration. "720 tons of food are thrown away in a single day in Catalonia. It is figures like these that have prompted Anastasia Pistofidou, Marion Real and the remixers of FabLab Barcelona IAAC to take action. With the project Remix El Barrio, food waste biomaterial makers, designers joined forces to consider how craftsmanship and digital manufacturing could be used to create new products from food scraps. The result is a multifaceted collection of upcycled objects, from dyes made from avocado pits, to bioplastics made from orange peels, to soaps made from waste oil or paper made from coffee bean shells. Remix El Barrio was awarded the STARTS Prize 2021 of the European Commission.
Yeah! Okay, well, without any further ado, I give you the artists, Anastasia Pistofidou, Marion Real, and the remixers from the FabLab Barcelona. The one and only famous FabLab. And I need the microphone for you. Fresh microphone. It's also a good opportunity here to thank the Spanish Embassy for many good collaborations that we are having, and also welcome the representatives of the Spanish Embassy here on this evening. But we continue with the really important thing, and this is this wonderful project. I mean, it's really great, and I think many people, and this really shows the feedback of the audience, know, of course, of so many great initiatives coming from Barcelona. The FabLab Barcelona is since how many years? When did it start?
2007.
2007. Wow, this is really one of the pioneering places here, definitely in Europe. And the interesting thing is, of course, the project shows really great examples of what you could do. But the reason for the jury to give you the prize was that you did it. And you were really working with the communities, with many people there that are usually probably not necessarily collaborating with the FabLab. So you did a really huge community effort also. And the big question, of course, that came up very often the moment the jury decided, and we talked about the project. Yeah, but is this real? Can it be scalable? Is this something that can be done in some other places and some cities as well? So is it?
First of all, thank you. Thanks, everyone. I think that the project is real, and that's why it has an impact in society. It's very multifaceted. It tackles artistic exploration, It tackles technology, digital manufacturing, prototyping, and going to products, collaboration with the industry, but most of all, it has an impact in the local neighborhood, which means that it's a project that can be replicated everywhere. And it has been documented in an open source way, so that we are very happy to invite neighborhoods, villages, cities to remix the globe.
Yeah. So, are there already other examples, or are you already talking with other places who want to learn from your model and adopt it for their own situations?
We will do some intervention in Beaux-Arts first.
Brussels?
In Brussels. And of course, this opportunity ecosystem that has been created has brought many different opportunities for the designers themselves, from giving workshops to designing small series of products for companies. So I think it's, and also collaborating with some industries. They have been contacting us and telling us, we have this waste, what can you do with that? I think that waste is a resource, and it's abundant.
Wonderful. I mean, if you're interested in this thing, the exhibition is up there. There are workshops. The people are here for the rest of the festival. Contact them, and maybe we can create another remix project also here in Linz. For the moment, thank you very much for being here. Congratulations. And please come back later when you get your trophy. Thank you. So 25 years ago was not only the opening of the Ars Electronica Center, but also of our Future Lab, and this was a short clip about some of the really exciting projects. More than 400 people have been actually working in the Future Lab, not counting all the artists in residence and people that were collaborating, but really being staff member in these 25 years, and it's really amazing. Some of them are now professors at the Linz universities, are on MIT or on the Northeastern University in the US. Another one founded successfully a startup company in New York City. And fortunately, many of them stayed here and are still working on super interesting projects with the industry, with cultural organizations, and of course with artists. And the next group that we are now going to celebrate are all people who were not even born when the Future Lab started, the Ars Electronica Center started. They are the prize winners of the U19 category. And the next video shows a little bit what kind of ideas they come up with when we ask them every year with our competition, Create Your World.
U19, create your world. The idea of sustainability has driven Angelina Djukic, Lukas Gabesam, Ceplin Korana and Alina Schweighofer from Euregio HTB LVA Verlach. The urban green bamboo bicycle connects the individual bicycle parts with biodegradable materials, making the bicycle yet another notch more environmentally friendly. The animated film Insert by Isa Mutevilic, Simon Effenberger und David Stummer of the Höhere Grafische Bundeslehr- und Versuchsanstalt in Vienna is dedicated to the political crisis times of our present, which is characterized by surveillance, environmental and climate crisis, up to protests against racist police violence. They show that there can probably be no perfect future scenario, and thus a certain uncertainty and restlessness always remains. A woman orders her desired child over the internet, but does not get the child she has chosen. The animated film The Click by Julia Scheiwein, Sarah Dineva, Anna Zoglauer and Caroline Beer from the Höhere Grafische Bundeslehr- und Versuchsanstalt in Vienna takes a closer look at this unusual future story, which, however, can be quickly translated to parent-child relationships of our time. School at home, no meetings with friends, long periods of being alone. The side effects of the pandemic, which is now in its second year, have hit the young generation especially hard in their important stages of life.
Ich bin der Max und ich bin der Felix.
With Rewire, Felix Senk, Emil Steixner and Max Jakob Beer from the Höhere Grafische Bundeslehr- und Versuchsanstalt in Vienna have dedicated themselves to a project to stay in touch while tinkering together during this time. The result was an instrument, an audio mixer made of knobs and audio cables that was reassembled from old electrical components in the spirit of sustainability.
The very special way how the speaker in these videos always say Höhere Technische Bundeslehranstalt in Vienna was not meant to be like, you know, the knife and then even cutting it. But this is, I think, the first time that one school in Austria actually gets so many prizes in Prix Ars Electronica. Another reason really to start now this new school in Linz and also our new university. And maybe the young guys that we are now asking on stage could be some of the first students, because they still have some time in school. Next week? Oh no, you're already this week it started. Okay, then come on stage. Felix Senk, Emil Steixner and Max Jakob Beer. Max Jakob Beer. Where is the microphone? Who starts? Okay, first question. I mean, this is an art school. Why did you make a technology device?
Yeah, that's an interesting question. It all started as a school project, and we thought about how we could mix our interests with renewability, and came up with this MIDI controller or some sort of instrument. And it was very important for us that everyone could play this instrument without any knowledge of playing any instruments. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Another thing, of course, is the special thing is this upcycling. So you have built this whole machine instrument out of recycled material of waste, of electronic waste. How even did you get all this material?
In fact, the summer prior to the project, I worked at a film production company, and there they had a basement full of e-waste, and I had it in the back of my head. And when we started that project, I just couldn't lose the thought of that cellar full of usable technology. In fact, it was even working until we started disassembling it. But it wasn't of use for this company. So that's just one thought, how absurd it is that technology, as you said, it was probably just prior to 2000. And of course, it's older than me, but still, why don't we use that stuff anymore? And then we thought of kind of recreating something out of this. You could think e-waste, but in fact, it was a resource to us, and yeah, we tried to kind of make something of that.
Maybe Michelle and Adam, you should get in contact with them about sustainable ID infrastructures. But of course, the idea was to create a music instrument, because at the end, it's not the technology that is in our focus. Is this something that you can really play like an instrument? I mean, how well is it working as an instrument?
Yeah, sure, it is working as an instrument. We definitely wanted that everyone can play it. So you don't need any knowledge to try it and to play it. So, and it gives you a bit of feeling to use a modular synthesizer, or it gives you a bit of a DJ feeling, especially when you use the effects as well. We have an LFO in it, a reverb, some delay and some distortion. And you can really take a lot of time with this instrument, and you can have a lot of fun.
And it's here also, people can try it out?
And it's here also, it's 100 meters away from here next to the FM4 stand. So yeah, please try it if you have the time tomorrow.
Come tomorrow, we have the special celebration for the whole U19 prize winners. Great opportunity to also try out their instrument. I would like you to stay already on stage, because we are slowly getting to the final big thing. But first of all, we change the microphone for the next readers. Thank you. I think it's a quite nice bridge that I can build now to our actual statement that we have today here from Minister Fassmann, because the Austrian government is also eager to go into the digital age. Schools will now be equipped with a lot of equipment. Wow, great, we are buying new equipment, but the initiative is, of course, sorry for the cynical thing, that's the past. The initiative is very strong, also based on what they are exactly have shown us. I mean, there is the technology, of course, that you start with, but then it's all about what you can do with it. And there will be a new award also that will encourage and single out collaborations of schools, of teachers, together with the parents, but of course in particular also the pupils, to develop ideas how to really use digital infrastructure in our educational systems in our school. And this is really great, because we can again collaborate with the people who are helping us with U19 already for many years. And so please, let's see the statement of our minister.
Liebe Schülerinnen und Schüler, liebe Lehrerinnen und Lehrer, liebe Bildungsinteressierte, mit den Laptop- und Tablet-Klassen, die noch im September starten, setzen wir die größte Bildungsmaßnahme im digitalen Bereich um, die es je in Österreich gegeben hat. Das Lernen und Arbeiten mit digitalen Geräten wird die Schülerinnen und Schüler fit für die Herausforderungen des 21. Jahrhunderts machen. Freilich funktioniert das aber nur mit tatkräftiger Unterstützung engagierter Lehrkräfte. Diese gut vorzubereiten und zu unterstützen, ist uns ein Hauptanliegen und erfordert eine Reihe von Begleitmaßnahmen. Ich freue mich sehr, Ihnen eine, wie ich finde, besonders spannende und potenzialträchtige Begleitmaßnahme vorstellen zu können, unseren neuen Bildungspreis Klasse Lernen, wir sind digital. Er wird von unserer Bildungsagentur ÖAD, der Ars Electronica und dem Bildungsministerium organisiert und richtet sich an motivierte Lehrpersonen, die gemeinsam mit ihren Schülerinnen und Schülern neue digitale Projekte umsetzen. Die Ars Electronica arbeitet seit Jahren hervorragend an der Schnittstelle zwischen zukunftsweisenden Technologien, Kunst und dem gesellschaftlichen Wandel und organisiert seit über 20 Jahren gemeinsam mit der ÖAD den Wettbewerb U19. Dieser digitale, kreative Wettbewerb für junge Menschen findet auch international hohe Beachtung. Er zeigt, wie vielfältig die Auseinandersetzung mit digitalen Welten sein kann. Eine Verbindung von kultureller Bildung mit digitaler Bildung. Beim Bildungspreis Klasse Lernen können Schulklassen oder Teams aus Schülerinnen und Schülern von der 4. bis zur 8. Schulstufe mit ihren Lehrpersonen mitmachen. Im Mittelpunkt der Projekte sollen Transformationsprozesse innerhalb der Klasse stehen, mit Fokus auf Lösungen, Nachhaltigkeit, Innovation und Kreativität. Vergeben werden Preisgelder, die unter anderem zur Weiterentwicklung der digitalen Schule am Standort verwendet werden können. Die Verleihung wird nächstes Jahr im Rahmen der Prix Awards im September in Linz stattfinden. Ich freue mich, die digitale Transformation der Bildung mit Ihnen gemeinsam vor den Vorhang zu holen und wünsche allen Schülerinnen und Schülern, allen Lehrkräften ein erfolgreiches und eben auch digitales Schuljahr.
Wonderful. And next year, at this opportunity, we will have already the first prize-winning projects. But to give you an idea of what can come out when young people are working with new technologies in a nice and creative way, we thought we are also inviting. Internally, we always call you the click girls, and these are the synthesizer boys we talked about already. That is not really politically correct, maybe, but we have the people here who made this video, the click. You saw it briefly also in the introduction video, and I would like to ask now Julia Scheiwein, Sarah Dineva, Anna Soglau, and Carolina Beer to come also on stage and join us. And actually, they're really going in the same class. So this is somehow spooky. What did the jury do this year? No, but it's no doubt, I mean, the projects are really excellent and wonderful. And I think we are seeing a little bit the videos or some images of your videos while we are talking here. I mean, this is, of course, in my perspective, this is a really wonderful social political statement. I mean, you are putting up one of the really important topics, classification, the idea that we can create people like in a certain scheme, not only, so to say, the school as the training camp to make people the way we want it, but even maybe in future with genetic engineering, we can program them. So, I mean, what was the intention? Do you think you can change something? Is it just fun for you to make this project? I hope it is. But what's your idea about changing the world?
I think we all can have an impact on this world. We can all change the world in certain ways. So we go to an art school, and yeah, our medium is art, so we wanted to make an impact with this video and show people the problems of our society and what we can do about them.
And I think we're all artists here, and I think most of us went to art school to impact the world and to create certain change, even if it's small. So, yeah.
So you all want to become artists?
I think,
After the school,
all of us,
yeah. You guys? Also in for arts? Okay, well, who are the people thinking about the new university in Linz? I think we need a little bit more art in this as well. But anyway, enough with these remarks. We are now, thank you. One change, yes. We are now finally in this part where we hand over the awards. And of course, the first awards goes to the winners of the Golden Nica U19 and also certificates for the CLICK project. And I would like to ask our mayor, Klaus Luger, the guy behind new education projects in Linz, to take over this important job. For those who don't know it, this Golden Nica is since 1987 the trophy of the Prix Ars Electronica. And it's actually handcrafted wooden sculpture. Du bleibst da gleich dort, bitte. Really special thing. And we continue with the special prize, no, with the Stats Prize for collaboration, for innovative collaboration. And again, Anastasio Bistufidou and Marion Real, and I think we'll leave them remixers for the moment because otherwise it gets too crowded. And it's a pleasure to have Angelika Seri-Froschauer from the Oberösterreichische Wirtschaftskammer. Strong support of Ars Electronica, thank you very much. And there's also a certificate, please. And you know this already from last time. I always use this to make a little advertisement. If you want to be on the stage, support Ars Electronica, because then you even get the microphone to say something. So, I mean, small statement to this wonderful project.
This is a wonderful, wonderful project. You showed us how to really make collaboration between technology, between scientists and arts. And you showed us to take new pathways in our new thinking, and hopefully we can use this very early in our economic situation for the whole world. Many congratulations to you. I'm in the name of 103,000 companies in Upper Austria, and we all need this sort of high creativity and high innovation projects for being on the front in the world. Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, and maybe even some of these companies anyway have a waste problem, so maybe they could. No, again, that's not. Finally, now, please, again, Michelle Zorn and Chris Adams come to me on stage, and Mrs. Theresia Inchen from the ministry, the head of the foreign cultural department and activity, also really a long-term friend and supporter of Ars Electronica. It's great to have you finally here also on stage. Please. So, well, a little delay, I would say. I'm very sorry for this, but with these wonderful projects, the wonderful weather, and now even a more wonderful program that is coming up. Before I say the big final thank you, I would like to introduce a little bit the coming project. Rector Lucas already mentioned it. It's the big concert night of Ars Electronica with, again, like many, many years already, with the Bruckner Orchestra here in Linz, together with the Company of Music of Johannes Himmelsberger, the Klangadmiral from Switzerland, Andres Bossart, and Elisabeth Schimana, who has curated also a special musical program that will introduce us to this evening. This is the main project. Afterwards, you have the opportunity to see some very nice sound installations, for example, also the one that Moritz Simon Geist made with the guys from Process Engineering, and there are more concerts then also going up until midnight on the Festival University stage and also inside of the Zirkus des Wissens. So now please show again our famous logo tapete, the tapestry of logos of all the hundreds of valuable supporters. It's really time that we get bigger screens to really make this better visible. And I mean, it's every time I really like this image, because not only for the support that we get, but think on the other side, I mean, how attractive the reach out of Ars Electronica is to be able to attract so many partners to contribute to this festival, not even mentioning all the people who are participating in these Ars Electronica gardens on 86 places all over the world. I also in particular would like to thank the guys from Capture. These are the ones behind the RoboDog that was delivering the Golden Nicas this evening. Everybody I forgot to mention, please apologize, give us a chance next year. I hope you really take the time to enjoy the Bruckner 9 project. Maybe a little advice to it or information. Actually, the Bruckner Orchestra really plays inside the Kepler Hall. But the music of the Bruckner Orchestra is then broadcasted and sent to many loudspeakers all over the area in front of the Kepler Hall and here in the garden that we appropriately call Sound Park this year. In this soundscape, based on Bruckner's 9th Symphony, the Company of Music will be integrated with pieces from Giacinto Scelsi and in particular with Lux Aeterna by George Ligeti. And there will be also a part where Andres Bossart, the Klangadmiral, and Klangadmiral means he is the guy who is actually like with a big joystick, conducting the way how the music is wandering and flowing through the space. I heard the rehearsals this morning, and I can assure you there is no concert hall all over the world that can give you such a wonderful experience that you will have this evening when Bruckner's 9th is suddenly really taking off like a rocket and just getting out in space. It's really, I mean, for all those who like to cry when they hear good music, this is the best moment. For others who need a little bit food and drinks in between, this will be served in the park here on the way to the first part of this evening. So please stay with us, enjoy the evening, and I hope I see all of you tomorrow. Because you're coming back tomorrow, hopefully, to see all our wonderful exhibitions and presentations. Thanks to everybody. Enjoy the evening. Congratulations.